Good morning students. I am happy to see you all once again through this video. Due to this lockdown situation, as per the guidance of CBSE, our school has arranged for online classes. So I hope these online classes, these video classes will be very useful one for you, and indeed I am happy to stand before you. So let's begin our class with math. I thought it will be easy for you if we start with an easy chapter. So let's go with statistics, because you have already learned some basics in 9th standard. You are very familiar with the term central tendency. Of course, we are familiar with three terms that consider central tendency, that is mean, median and mode. Central tendency generally refers to a common character of a group. For example, the average marks of students of a class, that is called as mean, or the middlemost value of a sequence, or the most common or the most repeatedly occurring digit in a given set of numbers, that is called as mode. So let's start our class, that is statistics. Statistics refers to dealing with data, that is collection of data, then organizing data, then analyzing data, then interpreting data. So let us start our statistics, and that is specially we are going to focus on the topic called central tendency, and we are going to deal with three topics, three subtopics under that. One is mean, another one is median, and another one is of course mode. You know very well mean. What do you mean by mean? Mean simply refers to average. So first we are going to see about mean. Mean simply refers to average. For example, if a student has got particular marks in 5 subjects, say he got 75 marks in Odia, 85 in English, 90 in mathematics, and again 80 in science, and 85 in social. It's very easy to calculate the average value of marks of this particular student. So what you will do? Yeah, you already know that. What we will do? Come on, tell. Yeah, we will just add all the values and divide it by the number. For example, there are totally how many subjects? 5 subjects. So you will first add all the marks, all the 5 subjects mark. That is plus 80 plus 85, and you will divide it by the number of subjects. That is how many numbers? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So divided by 5. So let's check the total. 75 plus 85, 160, 250, 330 and 415. 415 divided by 5. So if you divide it, what answer will come? So first 4 is not divisible by 5. So let's take 41. 41 by 5. That is 8. Remaining 1 is there. Then 1 here 5. 15. That is 3. So the answer is 3. The average is 83. So here the formula for mean is given as such. Mean is equal to the sum of the values, the total sum of the values, that is indicated as summation xi. This x refers to the value and this is the summation. So the total sum of the values divided by the number of subjects, the number that is denoted as n. This is the general formula of mean, or general formula of average. The general formula of average. But in 9th standard, we have studied about a particular thing called as frequency distribution. I hope you remember that. Do you remember the term frequency distribution? Okay, I just want to recollect that. See, for example, in a particular class, consider our class, I am conducting a test out of 50 marks. See, 3 students have got 50 out of 50. 5 students have got 40 marks and 10 students have got 30 marks. Okay, so 3 students have got 50 marks, 5 students have got 40 marks, 10 students have got 30 marks. Then these 3, 5 and 10 are called as frequency because it is repeatedly occurring. 3 students have got 30 marks, 50, 50, 50. 5 students have got 40 marks. So this number is called as frequency, and marks obtained by the students denoted as X, or you can consider it as Xi or simply X. Okay, this is called as frequency distribution. But here there is no class interval, so this is called as ungrouped. Yeah, come on, you already know that ungrouped frequency distribution. Yeah. Now, this is somewhat different when compared to the previous one. So it needs a different formula because there is no, it does not contain any frequency value, isn't it? Is there any frequency value? No, isn't it? But here you see, that's a term called frequency. So for frequency distribution, a separate formula is there. That formula is given as mean is equal to summation of xi into fi divided by summation of fi. So what you need to do? First you have to multiply the value of xi and fi. That is nothing but you will multiply this value 50 and 3. Why? Because 3 students have got 50 marks. So totally how many marks? 50 plus 50 plus 50. Totally 150 marks. So 3 into 50. Understood? And 5 students have got 40. So totally 40 plus 40 plus 40 plus 40 plus 40. That is 200. That is nothing but 40 into 5. So what we have to do? First we have to multiply these xi and fi values. Then you have to add it. So we can do like this. Add one more column. This is xi into fi. That is nothing but xi fi. So how will you do? Come on. 50 into 3. That is 150. Then 40 into 5. That is 200. Then 30 into 10. That is 300. Now you need summation. You need the total of this. So you have to add this. If you add, what you will get? What is the answer? 650. The answer is 650. So now the summation of xi fi is nothing but 650. Then what is the summation of fi? That is the sum of all the frequencies. What are the frequencies? 3, 5 and 10. 3 plus 5 is 8. 8 plus 10 is 18. So this is summation of xi and this is summation of fi into xi. You can write it as fi into xi, or you can write it xi into fi. So the answer is summation of fi is equal to what? That is 18. So 650 divided by 18 is the answer. So now the final answer will be 650 divided by 18. You can cut it with the second table. That is 325 divided by 9. Now if you cut with 9th table, yes, come on. In 32, how many times 9 is there? 3 9s are 27. So 3, 27. Remaining 5 is there, then here is 5. 55. In 55, how many times 9 is there? Yes, 6 9s are 54. So write 6. Then remaining 1 is there. So we put a point, dot, and here 0. So in 10, it is only 110, then again 0. the 11. So the final answer, the mean value is 36.11. This is how we will calculate the mean for ungrouped data or ungrouped frequency distribution. Okay, so now let us see how will you calculate the mean for group frequency distribution. For group frequency distribution also the formula, the same formula is used. Then what is the difference between group frequency distribution and ungrouped frequency distribution? See, in ungrouped there is no group or there is no class interval. The specific value is given. 50 means 50. That's all. But in case of group frequency distribution, I will show you group frequency distribution. Class intervals will be given. For example, it will be given like this. Class interval between 40 to 50. That is, 8 students have scored marks between 40 to 50. It may be 41, it may be 45, 49. It is in between the value 40 and 50. The 40 is called as lower limit, 50 is called as upper limit. Of course, this is the frequency. Then, between 30 to 40, 10 students, and 20 to 30, some 5 students. This is called as group frequency distribution here. Why? Because here some group, some class intervals, classes are given. Okay, so again, this is called as lower limit and this one is called as upper limit. Okay, in this case, how can you apply the value in this formula? Where is xi here? F is here. Okay, where is the xi? So it's simple. How will you calculate the xi value? So here, how will you calculate the xi value? Xi is also called as class mark. So what is the formula for class mark xi? Is nothing but lower limit plus upper limit divided by 2. That is nothing but the average of lower limit and upper limit. So the formula is, follow me, lower limit plus upper limit divided by 2. So shall we calculate here? Here what is the lower limit? 40. So 40 plus, what is the upper limit? 50. So 40 plus 50 by 2 is equal to 90 divided by 2, that is equal to 45. Now you got the xi value. Then here the lower limit is 30, upper limit is 40. So 30 plus 40 divided by 2, that is nothing but 70 by 2, that is equal to 35. Then here 20 plus 30 divided by 2, that is equal to 50 by 2, that is 25. So here you can, let me tell you a shortcut. You see, these are the continuous classes because after 40 here also 40. After 30 here also 30. Okay, so this is continuous distribution. Here you see what is the class size. Class size is nothing but upper limit minus lower limit. Upper limit is 50, lower limit is 40. 50 minus 40 is 10. So the class size is 10. Here also everywhere it is 40 minus 30 also 10. So if the first value is 45, the second value is simply subtract with the class size. That is 45 minus 10, 35. Clear? Then 35 minus 10, 25. This is very easy. This is a shortcut for you. You can follow this also. Only in the case of continuous distribution. Understood? Okay, now we are going to follow the same formula. So what we are going to do? Hope you remember the formula. So let me do it directly. So first you will, already in the question itself I have solved it. So let us consider the some xi. That is xi values. What are they? 45, then 35, then 25. I have already solved this, so I am not writing it there. You, when you while writing it, you will write it together in a single table. Clear? Okay. So 45, 35 and 25. And what are the f value? That is frequency value. Yes, come on. 8, 10 and 5. So 8, 10 and okay. So now what's the next step? Yeah. Yes, you have to multiply xi and fi. Come on. Xi into fi. It's very easy, you can do it now. So 45 into 8. Then here 35 into 10. Then here 25 into 5. So what is 45 into 8? That is 360. Then 35 into 10 is 350. Then 25 into 5 is of course 120. So what is the formula? The formula is the same formula. Mean is equal to S. Come on, tell. Yes. Summation xi into fi divided by summation fi. So summation fi xi is here. So you just have to add it. The answer is 5. 6 plus 5, 11, 13, 4, 7, 8. So summation of xi fi is nothing but is equal to 835. Then summation of fi, you just add this 3, 8 plus 10, 18. 18 by 5 is 20. So your answer is 835 by 23. So if you divide it, what will come? 23 is, whether it is divisible by 83 is divisible by 23. 23, 123 is 23. Then 2 23s are 46. Then 69. Then it is 92. So we can't go for 92. So we'll start with 69. That is 3. 23 3s are 69. Remaining how much? 14. So 145. So 83 minus 69 is 14, and here 5 is there. 145. In 145, how many times 23 is there? 23 6 are, yes, 138. So 23 6 are 138. So 145 minus 138 is 7. So 0.7. So 7 will become, after keeping a point, it will become 70. In 70, how many times 23 is there? Yeah, 3 times. So 3 23s are 69, and remaining 1 is there. So 1 means 10. So there is nothing. So the answer is 36.30. This is how you will calculate the mean value of group data. Okay. So now let us move on to our syllabus. According to your syllabus, shall I erase it? Yeah. Okay. So according to your syllabus, you have 3 different types or 3 different methods of calculating mean. One is direct method. Direct method is nothing but what we saw just now. That is this formula. Summation xi into fi divided by summation fi. This is called as direct method. Then the next method is assumed mean method. Assumed mean method, and the third one is step deviation. Step deviation. So one is direct method, another one is assumed mean, and the last one is step deviation. Today in this particular video we are going to see only about direct method. Okay, so you already have got some idea about direct method, because what we did already belongs to direct method only. So we are only dealing with direct method. And you know the formula for direct method is mean is equal to S summation xi into fi divided by summation fi. This is the formula. So let's see one sum from your one problem from your textbook. Take your page number 270 in your textbook. We are going to do exercise 14.1 first sum. Please take your book. Exercise 14.1. First sum. We are going to solve it by direct method. So let me read the question. It's given. A survey was conducted by a group of students as a part of their environment awareness program, in which they collected the following data regarding the number of plants in 20 houses in a locality. Find the mean number of plants per house. So they did a awareness program in almost 20 houses in a particular locality, and they have collected the following data. So let me write it now on the board. The data is given like that. Number of plants and number of houses. So totally there are how many houses? Totally there are 20 houses. That means summation of F, that is total number of frequency, equal to 20. Okay, so you can get some data from the question itself. Okay, so let us see. So the number of plants is given as 0 to 2. 0 to 2 means automatically you know what is this? This is group frequency distribution. The lower limit is 0, upper limit is 2. So 0 to 2, 2 to 4, then 4 to 6, 6 to 8, 8 to 10, and 10 to 12, and 12 to 12. Okay. Then the number of houses is given 1, 2, 1, 5, 6, 2, 3. So from this you can clearly understand which one is class interval, which one is frequency. So this one, the upper one is class interval and the lower one is frequency. So first you know what is the formula. The formula is summation xi into fi divided by summation fi. So regarding mean, first you have to draw the table. So in the table what will be there first? First you will write the CA, that is class interval. So what is the class interval, right? 0 to 2, 2 to 4, 4 to 6, 6 to 8, then come on, yeah, 8 to 10, 10 to 12, 12 to 14. Are you all following me? It's very easy. So first you will write the class interval, then you will write the frequency, the number of houses. So this is frequency. So the frequency is, yes, tell me, what are the frequencies? Here 1, 2, 1, 5, 6, 2, 3. So you have got CA, class interval, and you have got frequency. Next what you have to find? You have to find what you have to find? You have to find the xi value. So xi is nothing but the class mark. How will you find the class mark? Class mark is lower limit plus upper limit divided by 2. That is 0 plus 2 divided by 2. That is the average of lower limit and upper limit. That is nothing but 2 by 2 is equal to 1. Then 2 plus 4. 2 plus 4 divided by 2 is equal to 6 by 2 is equal to 3. So now you see, is this a continuous class or not? 2, 2, 4, 4, 6, 6. It is continuous distribution. And what is the class size? That is upper limit minus lower limit, that is 2 minus 0, that is 2. Class size is 2. Therefore you can add 2, 2. 1 plus 2, 3. Then 3 plus 2, 5. 5 plus 2, 7. 7 plus 2, 9. 9 plus 2, 11. 11 plus 2, 10. You can do it in shortcut like that. Let us check. So here you see 4 plus 6 divided by 2, that is 4 plus 6 is 10 by 2. The answer is 5. So in this way you can do it shortcut like this also. Okay. So if you have doubt in that, you can do it the normal. Okay. So we have found frequency as well as we have found the xi. Next what you have to do? Next we have to find the xi into fi value, that is xi fi value you have to find. Now we have to multiply this xi and fi. What is xi here? 1 into fi is 1. So 1 into 1, 1. Then xi is 3, fi is 2. So 3 into 2 is 6. It's easy, isn't it? Then here xi is 5, fi is 1. So 5 into 1, that is 5. Then 7 into 5. 7 5s are 35. Then 9 into 6. 9 6 are, it's 54. Then 11 into 2, 11 into 2, 22. Then 13 into 3. 13 into 3 is 39. Now what we have to do? We have to apply the values in the formula. For that, what you need? Summation xi fi and summation fi. Where is fi? This is fi. If you calculate, if you add all the values of fi column, you will get the summation fi value. So shall we add it? 1 plus 2, 3, 3 plus 1, 4, 4 plus 5, 9, 9 plus 6, 15, 70, 20. So the summation fi is 20. Then what about xi fi? Add 1 plus 6, 7, 12, 17, 21, 21 plus 2, 23 and 35. So right here 2, the remaining 3 is that 3 plus 3, 6, 6 plus 5, 11, 13 and 16. So 162 is your summation of xi into fi. So this method is very easy because you don't need any further calculation. You already got summation fi xi and summation fi. Now you directly substitute it in the formula. The formula is mean is equal to summation of xi into fi divided by summation of fi. The summation of xi fi is nothing but 162 divided by then summation of fi is 20. Okay, 20. If you cut it, you can do one thing. So 0 is there, so cut the 0 and put the point one digit to the left. So now you got 16.2 divided by 2. Now very easy. In 16, how many times 2 is there? 8 times point into it is 1 time. So answer is 8.1. Is the answer. The answer for first question, the mean value is 8.1. Now we have used the direct method. So let me repeat it. I hope you are clear. If you are not clear, please listen me once again. So first what? This is the question. In the question, number of plants and number of houses are given. The number of plants are given in the form of group data. So this is called class interval and the number of houses is the frequency. So first you write the class interval in the table and then the frequency. Then what you have to do? You have to find the class mark. That is x. How will you calculate? Lower limit plus upper limit divided by 2. So you have written the values. Then another column you have to multiply xi and fi. Xi you have to just multiply it 1 into 1, 3 into 2 and everything you multiply and you write. And finally what you have to do? You have to add it. Xi into fi you add, that value gives the value summation xi fi. And add all the values of fi column, you will get summation fi. That's all you totally and finally substitute in the formula. Then you got the answer 8.1. It's easy or not? Easy, isn't it? Okay. So please copy it down. And I think we will do one more sum in the same method, direct method. So please copy it down. Children, let us solve one more sum. Page number 271, sixth sum in your exercise 14.1, sixth sum. Shall we all do it? Are you ready? Yes. Let me read the question. The table below shows the daily expenditure of food on 25 households in a locality. So 25 households, it is already given. That means summation of Fi is 25. It's a clue given in the question itself, and I have already written it in the board. This is the daily expenditure and this is the number of household. So between 100 to 150, the number of household is 4. Then 150 to 200 is 5. Then 200 to 250 is 12. Then 250 to 300 is 2, and 300 to 350 is 2. And seeing the question itself, you could clearly understand the upper one is the class interval and the lower one is the it's the frequency. Class interval, frequency. You need to find the mean by using direct method. Okay, are you ready? Shall we do it? Okay. First, what you have to do? First, you have to draw a table. In the first column, you will write the class interval. Class interval is the first row. That is 100 to 150, 150 to 200, then 200 to 250, 250 to 300, 300 to 350. Then the next column, frequency. So frequency, what are the frequency? 4, 5, 12, 2, 2. So the first one is 4, 5, 12, 2. Okay. So shall we do it? Okay. You are only going to do it. Come on. So next, what we have to do? Tell me what we have to do. Class interval is over. Frequency is over. Next, what we are going to do? Yeah, you are correct. Next, what we are going to do? We are going to find the class mark. Yes, that's right. So how will you calculate the class mark? Come on. Yeah, lower limit plus upper limit divided by 2. That is, tell me, 100 plus 150 divided by 2. That is 250 divided by 2. That is equal to 125. Okay. Similarly, here 150 plus. I think you can do it on your own. So start doing it. Okay. So 150 plus 200 by 2 is 350 divided by 2. That is 170. You can follow the shortcut also. The class size is 150 minus 100, 50. This is a continuous distribution. So add 50, 50, 125, 175, 225, 275, 325. Yes or no? So you want to check? Yeah, you can check it. 200 plus 250 divided by 2. That is 450 divided by 2. That is equal to 225. If you write it, you will get the same answer. Okay, it's a shortcut, but it's applicable only for continuous distribution. Okay, next, the final column. Yes, it's 5 into xi. That is xi, fi. So what is xi here? 125. Fi is 4. So 125 into 4 is nothing but 500. Then 175 into 5. First we will write that 175 into 5, then 225 into 12, then 275 into 2, 275 into 2, then 325 into 2. Okay, then we have to find the answer and we have to add it. Okay, let's complete it. 175 into 5 is nothing but 875. Then 225 into 12, that is 22501 plus 450, that is 2700. Then 275 into 2 is 550. Then 325 into 2 is 650. Okay, I did very quickly. If you have doubt, you can do it separately in enough space. Okay, so now what you have to do? We have to just add it. What all we need to add? Because the mean value is summation xi fi divided by summation f. So So if you add all these, you will get summation Fi, the second column. And if you add the fourth column, you will get the value of summation Xi Fi. Shall we add it? 4 plus 5 is 9. 9 plus 12, 21, 21, 23, 25. So the summation of Fi is 25. And what about summation of Xi into Fi? We have to add that. It's a big task. 0 plus 5, 5, yeah, 5. Not that much difficult. Okay. Then 7, 12, 17. 17, 1 is remaining. 6, 14, 21, 26, 32. 2, 3 and 5. So what is the answer? 5 to 7. We can directly cut it with 25th table, or if you want to do it easy, let's follow 5th table. So 25, 5 is 35. Here 1, 2 is not divisible by 5, so 0. So 27. In our 27, how many times 5 is there? 5 5s are 25. So 5. 27 minus 25 is 2. Then 2, 5, that is 5. So the answer is 1, 0, 5, 5. So that is the answer is 1, 0, 5, 5. Is it easy? Yeah, it's of course easy. So very simple step. First we have to write the class interval and frequency. Class interval, frequency. Then we have to find the class norm. The formula is lower limit plus upper limit divided by 2. So you will find the class norm. I already told you the shortcut also. Then the fourth column is Xi into Fi. You have to multiply the second column and the third column. Then the second column, sum of the second column is summation Fi. The sum of fourth column is summation Xi Fi. Finally, you will apply is the summation of Fi Xi. You will apply that in the formula and you will get the answer. And what is the answer? You got 1050. So dear children, with this I conclude today's class. I hope you really enjoyed today's class. I need something from you. So what I need from you is, what I demand from you is, you have to do your homework problems. We have already completed the first sum and sixth sum from the exercise 14.1. I wish you to do another two sums, that is the second sum and the fourth sum using direct method. So please complete exercise 14.1, second sum and fourth sum. Okay, so please be sincere, please complete it, and in the next class I will teach you the next method, that is assumed mean method. Okay, so I hope you will surely do the homework, isn't it? Isn't it, Soumit? Isn't it, Dev brother, you are watching, isn't it? Okay, so I request all you guys and girls, please complete the homework, please revise the topic, that is direct method, and in the next class we will see assumed mean method. Okay, thank you.